577. Felix and Oscar share ownership of an car, multiplying their differences.
Sky, you are mad. Hiring that little Lolita as the star of your dance company? I didn't think you were serious. I thought you'd at least come to your senses, or the little twerp would turn you down.
How could she turn down stardom?
Because I thought she would be smart enough to realize that it would never happen.
Why not? She's got all the necessary talent. All she needs is experience and training.
Instead of an opening night, you're going to have amateur night.
Jody is going to dance for me. She's going to knock herself out, becoming just what I want her to be.
What would you say if I asked you not to hire her?
Oh, that's an easy one. I'd say no.
Well, what would you say if I asked you, please don't hire her?
Well, I'd still say no. Perhaps I'd say it a bit more politely.
What would you say if I said it was her or me?
Quit while you're ahead, Precious.
Excuse me.
Now, what are you doing?
Well, I've been partying so much this week. I have to go home and wash my hair tonight.
I'm being punished, is that it?
Maybe you should wash your hair, too. Get a book and go to bed early.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Mr. Schuyler Whitney.
I'm Whitney. Who are you?
I'm Detective Damian Tyler, Monticello Police Department. I believe I spoke to you earlier.
Yes, that's right, you did. And I said I would see you when I had time.
Well, I was hoping you'd make some time to see me right now.
Well, before we begin this, why don't you tell me what it's all about?
It's about a friend of yours, Martine Duval.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Bold 3 Detergent Plus Fabric Softener. Clean softens, controls static, Bold 3. And by Head & Shoulders, regular and new conditioning formula for extra manageability.
Head & Shoulders proudly announces good news and more good news.
The good news? Head & Shoulders' new conditioning formula for extra manageability.
This new conditioning formula means I'll get the extra manageability I need without giving up dandruff control. Now that's good news.
Sure is. I'll use it every time and get unbeatable dandruff control, easier combing, fewer flyaways.
That's the good news about Head & Shoulders' new conditioning formula. What's more good news?
Just this. For millions of folks like me who manage just beautifully with regular Head & Shoulders, well, we still can.
Head & Shoulders' new conditioning and regular formula, so everyone can control their dandruff and manage just beautifully.
How's that for good news?
You gotta find it, Grandma.
I did. Mommy's favorite birthday dress.
Perfect for you. It's dirty.
Needs a good old-fashioned cleaning.
Feels rough, too.
We'll use Bold 3, detergent plus fabric softener, all in one.
How can a detergent with a newfangled fabric softener give an old-fashioned clean and soften, too?
Bold 3 can. Watch.
We took the softening and static control of a full-strength fabric softener and concentrated it into a powder. Then we combined it with Bold 3's powerful powder detergent.
Now, I call that an old-fashioned clean.
So soft, too.
Such softness from a box of detergent.
Look, no static cling here.
Bold 3 for an old-fashioned clean and a newfangled fabric softener in one.
I didn't think you'd remember me, Mr. Whitney. You had a lot of guests at your party in Paris.
Who did you say invited you?
I came with a friend. Inspector Jacques Diderot from the French Sûreté. He thought I needed an evening's relaxation. I assumed he'd take me to the Crazy Horse Saloon, but somehow we ended up at your place.
And there you saw Martine. What a disappointment.
Oh, not at all. She was very lovely.
Well, she was younger then.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, excuse me. This is Mrs. Raven Swift. She was just leaving.
Hello.
Don't forget your appointment, my dear. I believe it's with your hairdresser.
Well, I think I'll stay because I know Martine, too, and maybe I can be of some help.
Raven has met Miss Duval perhaps all of twice, Lieutenant.
It's Detective, Mr. Whitney. I don't have a rank yet.
My darling, this matter is a bit personal, so if you don't mind.
Schuyler, I would like to stay and find out why the police are interested in your ex-friend.
Ex-friend?
I believe I've answered just about all the questions I intend to, Mr. Tyler. So if you want to know anything else about Martine, ask her yourself.
I've already spoken to Miss Duval at a place called Wiley's Dance Studio.
Curiouser and curiouser.
I don't know what it is you're after, but that party in Paris was quite a long time ago. And as far as I'm concerned, the past is dead and buried. So if you're here to stir up some problems...
That's not my intention.
Well, I don't care what your intentions are. You're not going to get any help from me.
Tell me something. Why are you after Martina? Are you going to arrest her?
No, that's not my intention either. As far as I know, there's no warrant out for her arrest, either here or abroad.
Well, is she involved in something criminal?
Actually, it's her husband, Collier Wells. He's still a fugitive.
Her husband?
I think I'm going to faint.
Well, Miss Duval kept her little secret very well. This is the second surprised reaction I've had.
I can't believe it. Sky, didn't Martine tell you she was married?
Well, I knew about Collier Wells, of course, but I thought it was just her boyfriend.
Oh, she's married, all right. I've seen the records. And the marriage is still intact, legally.
So she's married to a crook. Please, Detective, tell us more. How is Sky involved in this? And tell me about this party in Paris.
Well, you obviously made quite a hit with the young lady, Mr. Tyler.
Are the police after her husband?
Actually, it's the insurance company that's more concerned about Mr. Wells.
All right, all right. This quiz is over.
I didn't know it'd begun. It seems like I've answered more questions than I've asked.
Well, I am sorry. It's been a genuine pleasure meeting you, Mr. Tyler. I'm sure you won't be offended if I hope I never have the pleasure again.
I've heard that before. But thank you very much for your time, Mr. Whitney. Very nice to have met you, Mrs. Swift. I'm glad you enjoyed my company.
If you could have seen your face when he said she was married. You poor baby. She was playing games with you. Don't worry. I'm here now.
Or you're no longer mad at me, is that it?
Sky, how could I possibly stay mad at you? Come on, baby. Let's, slip into something more comfortable and talk,
Hi, Gavin. How you doing?
Careful, I might tell you.
Listen, have you seen Jody? Said she might be here.
She was here earlier this afternoon, but she left. I don't know where she went.
Just as long as she isn't with Sky Whitney.
She left a note. You want to see it?
Yeah, let me see. Cynthia Gregory. What's that name sound familiar?
She's one of the best dancers in the country, that's why. She's the principal with the American Ballet Theater.
And she was here? Why?
She's friends with Martine, but Martine wasn't here. What do you think I ought to do, Kelly? You think I ought to pull up the floor tiles and sell the scuff marks for souvenirs?
Well, Cynthia Gregory obviously had quite an influence on Jody. But she still doesn't say where she went.
I know one thing. Today was the day that Jody was going to tell Sky yes or no.
It had to be no. That's where her head was at, don't you think?
I'm not thinking today.
Gavin, didn't you tell Jody not to do it? Come on, if anybody around, you know that Sky Whitney is a rat. You don't want to see Jody working for somebody like that.
I told her she was on her own. It's the only thing I could do. And you remember that contract of ours, the one you were so unhappy about?
Yeah, that's right. You two still do have that contract, and you can hold her to it. You can force her to stay away from Whitney.
I tore it up.
You did what?
I tore it up. I didn't want to have any more influence over Jody. I didn't think it was right for me to have any influence over Jody, one way or the other.
Well, I guess that's that. Oh, what is it, Gavin? It can't just be Jody.
No, it's not her. It's Martine.
Martine, what about her?
It's over, Kelly.
Hey, come on, stop joking.
I'm serious. It's over. Martine isn't the woman I thought she was. She doesn't even have the same name.
Her name? What the heck are you talking about?
Her name should be Wells, not Duval.
What's the matter with you, Gavin? You're not making any sense at all.
There's another guy, Kelly. The guy that she was crazy about, crazy enough to marry, in spite of what he was. Anyway, it's over. I don't want to see her again. I can't.
Give me a super cheeseburger, a super fish, a super roast beef.
How can anyone be expected to do so many things
Hold the super pickle.
and do them all right?
Which super pickle?
At Kentucky Fried Chicken, we just concentrate on one thing. Cooking wholesome chicken, fresh, tender, and juicy the Colonel's way. It's all we do. Maybe that's why it's so good.
Great chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Do you think that something really pretty can't be really strong? Then it might surprise you to know that lovely Tickle antiperspirant with the big wide ball is more effective than any leading aerosol. Not even the #1 roll-on can beat it. So if you still think something beautiful can't be strong and effective, I say you're all wet. Tickle. It's beautifully effective.
Good evening, Mrs. Carr. You need anything else?
Sure,
Good,
yeah.
I'll be taking off then.
No, wait a minute. You know, the deal that you have with Ira Gideon, how much did you say it was worth?
I already told you, $1 million.
You're getting $1 million?
Yeah. I mean, we're splitting it 3 ways. Doc Bryce and his wife and me.
You're sure that they are going to cut you in?
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, Mrs. Carr, it's been nice talking to you, but it's my night off.
No, wait, Sharky, would you... Sharky, if you help me get out of here, I promise you I'll give you as much money as you expected them to give you. It's a sure thing. I mean it. Look, I'll give you my ring. Here, that's just for starters. It's a very good diamond. You can take that and you keep it, please. Will you help me?
You know, it's funny how things work out, Mrs. Carr. One little step and your whole life changes. I think about that a lot. How the little things in life make all the difference. But there's something that I think about more, Mrs. Carr. You know, the last couple of days, you've looked pretty good. How about that? Whose side are you on, Mrs. Carr? Jungle Passion. That's gotta be Beth's. Now, let me see, did Beth give this to you? No, I don't think so. I think, you look too good already as far as she's concerned. I'll tell you what, Mrs. Carr. You hang on to this, and I'll hang on to this. Because I think Beth will be very interested. And I don't think she'll have to wonder too hard where this came from, who gave it to you. And I don't think she'll like it one bit, Mrs. Carr.
I want to see you, Sharpie.
Yes, ma'am.
About that medication I gave you for Mrs. Carr.
Yeah, well, it wasn't my fault, Mrs. B.
I know what happened.
Yeah, well, I don't think this pill business is gonna work. She just refuses to take it. You got any more brilliant ideas?
I am trying. My husband is a clever man. He's not going to be fooled by any accident to Mrs. Carr.
Well, maybe he'll be happy afterwards.
Oh, no. No, he'll be angry. And when Kenneth gets angry, he is unforgiving. He might decide to give up everything we have here, and that cannot happen.
All right, then what's our alternative? If we can't convince him that he's got to get rid of her.
I know that. He has stopped the medication. He has stopped bandaging. He really believes he can trust her to be silent.
Well, we know he's wrong. I mean, we let her out of here. She's going to scoot right out and go straight to the cops.
I know that, but he won't listen. Wait a minute. What if we did let her out?
What do you mean?
I have an idea. Don't leave the clinic yet. I will see you in a few minutes.
Hello, I'm Blackstone the Magician with some tricks to save you money. Coming soon, you'll find coupons in your paper worth $1 on Pampers, Bounty, and Charmin. And there's more. Read how to get these Blackstone magic tricks, coupons, and tricks. It's all in your paper. Save on Bounty, Pampers, and Charmin. And Charmin. Oh, well, it's squeezably soft anyway. Save $1 with the Magic Saving Show.
Mom, how could you?
What?
Drowning nature's vegetables in that heavy oil.
Crisco oil's light.
Light?
No oil tastes lighter.
So?
So there's no heavy, oily taste.
Mom!
On your salad. Here, nature girl.
No heavy, oily taste.
This is so organic.
I think it's delicious.
Huh?
Why do Crisco oil salads taste great?
No heavy, oily taste.
And Crisco oil has no cholesterol.
Greasy dirt can be a problem all over the kitchen. How do you clean it?
I would use ammonia.
I use ammonia.
What if I told you Top Job in water cleans greasy dirt straight ammonia can?
I probably would disagree. Go ahead and prove it.
Ammonia's good for some jobs, but not greasy dirt.
I think the top job is cleaning, and the ammonia isn't cleaning. The top job cleaned the grease off, and the ammonia didn't. Top job certainly tops ammonia.
Let Top Job cut clean through greasy dirt around your kitchen.
Well, as you can see, the Allen woman's coming along well. Her blood pressure stabilized. Last test shows kidney function's normal.
I'm sure the rise in pressure was just nerves.
You set a date for the skin graft?
Oh, I want to see how well this tissue has healed since the first operation. Now, how's our friend Kincaid?
I can tell his blood pressure without even going near the man. Just by looking at the way he glares at me every time I come into the room for a routine examination.
Well, perhaps you ought to reduce the number of visits.
Nothing could make me happier. That man is simply uncontrollable. He acts as if he owns the place.
Oh, does he?
I can't get him to obey any kind of rules. I've asked him not to drive into town so often, if only because it deprives us of our orderlies. Well, he listened to me. Yeah. Now he drives into town by himself.
I don't worry about the man so much, Arnold. He's just very strong-minded.
But to drive with his vision limited by those bandages?
Well, if there's one thing I know about Mr. Kincaid, he's not one to take chances.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were in a meeting.
It's all right. My conference is all over, Mrs. Brush, and you may have your husband's complete and undivided attention.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, how are you feeling tonight, Dr. Featherstone?
Huh?
I said, how are you feeling tonight?
Oh, Better. Better.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, you look a bit agitated, Beth. I hope it's not because of that familiar topic.
Well, if you mean Mrs. Carr, yes, it is.
What's she done now?
Nothing. And neither have you. And that's what agitates me, Kenneth. This complete lack of policy regarding that woman. All you seem to be doing is treating her better and better.
Well, would we gain anything by tying her up and feeding her bread and water? Oh, don't be childish, Beth. We're not terrorists. We're not jailers. We're medical people, for heaven's sake.
You know what we really are, Kenneth? We are people in jeopardy. We are two people who could lose everything. Our possessions, our careers, our freedom. That's who we are. And the reason is...
Mrs. Carr.
No, Kenneth. The reason is you. Your conviction that Mrs. Carr is harmless, that somehow you can neutralize her. But you know what I think?
I know exactly what you think, Beth.
She's brainwashed you, Kenneth. Oh, yes, she has been very, very clever. She has convinced you that she is harmless and that she can be trusted. She has made a complete fool out of you, Kenneth.
No, I don't believe that, Beth. Mrs. Carr made me a promise that there would be no further need for restraints.
And you believe her? You believe that she will not take advantage of you?
Yes, I believe her.
Kenneth, do you know what would happen if Mrs. Carr were to leave this hospital for just a few minutes? If she were to be seen by anyone, just one person who would recognize her?
I know exactly what I'm doing, Beth.
Our lives would be worthless.
I am not going to reinstitute the medication, and I am not going to permit her to be bandaged again. Now, that is my final decision. Is that clear enough?
Oh, yes. Yes, very clear.
Well?
You know what we're going to do, Sharky? We're going to let Mrs. Carr escape.
You all right, miss? I said, are you okay?
Oh, yes. I'm just waiting for a friend.
Well, you know, it's not too good an idea being out here all alone.
I'm sure he will be back soon.
Well, don't wait for the guy too long, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
That to Roger.
That is Purina High Protein. It's one of the best, like me.
Not anymore. New High Protein Plus is better. It's a better high protein than ever before, with a real plus in energy. Look, Roger loves the good taste. He gets the plus in energy and more healthy protein than any leading dog food. New Purina High Protein Plus Dog Meal, a better high protein than ever before.
Glad I thought of it.
Tuesday on Happy Days, the dear old Golden Rule Days take a backward slide when Fonzie campaigns for Teacher of the Year.
Tonight at 8, Richard Harris is an Englishman forced to learn a new way of life when Indians capture him in A Man Called Horse.
I vow to prove my courage, to withstand all tests of pain.
One day, I will be a chief!
One of the most powerful films ever, A Man Called Horse. Tonight's movie at 8 on Channel 48.
Fred
Fred decides to hightail it out of town when several small earthquakes shake the house on Sanford & Son tonight at 7. Then Archie finds himself host to a draft dodger and a father whose son was killed in the war on All in the Family tonight at 7:30.
Oh, no, not in the middle of an epoxy jump. Yeah, hello.
Dr. Cavanaugh.
Yes, this is he.
This is the police. Officer Middleton speaking.
Officer who?
Middleton. I found your card in this lady's purse, and I thought it'd be a good idea to give you a call.
What lady?
Well, her name is Duval. M. Duval. That's all I could make out on this credit card. She took a jump from the 9th Street Bridge.
Sorry about the lipstick, Mrs. Carr. I don't see any reason why I can't keep it. I thought about your offer. I'll take you up on it. I'll have the car out front in 5 minutes. Now, don't keep me waiting.
Funny.
Trust me, it's terrific. A few Fritos corn chips, huh?
Munch a bunch of munch a bunch of munch a bunch of munch a bunch of Fritos go with lunch.
Nothing gives your old lunch new life like Fritos brand corn chips. So full of munchy corn taste.
Munch a bunch of munch a bunch, munch a bunch of munch a bunch, munch a bunch of Fritos go with lunch.
Fritos corn chips make lunch munch better.
Dow bathroom cleaner with scrubbing bubbles cleans bathroom soils right down to the shine.
What power? What power? What's just putting a muscle on dirt and scum? Oh, we scrub it away fast. Oh, we do. We really do. We disinfect and deodorize, too. Okay, Charms, you're all washed up. Look at the shine we leave behind. We work extra hard so you don't have to.
To leave your bathroom sparkling clean, get Dow bathroom cleaner with scrubbing bubbles.
Wednesday night at 8, see more movie with fewer commercials when Channel 48 presents French Connection 2, starring Gene Hackman and Fernando Rey. Stay tuned now as Leslie Nielsen and Paul Burke star in today's episode of Love Boat, next on Channel 48.
In the Delaware Valley. For information, call 609-859-8300.
Tonight at 11, Felix reveals how he destroyed his own marriage by trying